Building a city from scratch is one possible solution to address extreme heat in cities in the Middle East. But the tremendous emissions of greenhouse gases raise questions over whether it is the most efficient way to fight extreme heat in cities. Masdar City was announced in 2006 as a future utopian sustainable city that would be green, that would be carbon neutral and net zero. What's happened since then is very different. It hasn't achieved its main objective of being completely clean, but it is lower carbon, it has lower emissions than other parts of the region. From the beginning, Masdar City was designed to be very energy efficient, and here in the desert, in Abu Dhabi, that means fighting heat and trying to find ways to cool down buildings that don't require energy. All of the areas in the city center are shaded, which is pretty nice. There's a nice breeze coming through the streets. This is all product of the urban design, the way the city was designed to make sure it wasn't too hot, especially during summer months. In Abu Dhabi, we will see very wide streets with several lanes for cars. It's not pedestrian friendly precisely, whereas Masdar City, everything is supposed to be in walking distance. Streets in Masdar City are 5 to 10 degrees cooler than in other equivalent areas. We touch one of these walls that are under the shade. We can feel that they are quite cool, very different obviously than if the sun was hitting directly on it. Foster and Partners, the architectural firm that designed the original plan for Masdar, got inspiration for the new city from old cities in Europe and in parts of the Middle East. This is the wind tower in Masdar City. It's inspired in ancient Egyptian and Persian technology, and it's really tall. What it does is it captures the winds that are flowing above us and channels them through some conduits until the streets below us to help them cool. Buildings in Masdar City are oriented toward the north, toward parts where the sun hits during less hours in the day. Everything is shade now, but it feels quite cool, quite fresh. There's a breeze. Temperature is okay, even though we're approaching the middle of the day here, midday. But as I walk into the sun and I approach the outside of the city center, I can feel that the sun is much, much stronger. It's much hotter, a few degrees higher probably. And to be honest, to just imagine walking from here to that other building over there or one of these buildings far away feels quite painful right now. There is what architects call an envelope around the building, so the windows are not facing directly outside, there's a layer in between.
I'm standing in front of the Knowledge Centre at Masdar City. Our first and foremost criteria is to try to protect the building from the sun. In this dimension, the glass, I can see right next to me, is sloped. Not only is it sloped, you see the roof of the building is projecting as though you're wearing a hat. So we will have the building, and around it a second layer is built to provide shade for the inside of the building. Even though you see a large glass surface in front of you, in actual fact the amount of glass on this building is very minimal. By controlling the glass area, a building like this that is also very heavily insulated can save up to 50% energy over international business as usual. The Siemens Energy headquarters in the Middle East is placed in Masdar City, and it's considered an energy efficient building. Their data shows water and power use are 40% more efficient than a similar office building in the UAE.
We have been working on various campuses, university campuses, to reduce their energy consumption, and that directly relates into savings, into monetary savings. I think it's up to 200,000 dirham in one of the examples per year that was saved by just deploying our technology.
This is what the finished part of Masdar City looks like. You can see behind me some gardens, a very nice avenue where people can walk at the end of the day, like we are now when there's a nice breeze and it's not too hot. But this is actually just a very small part of Masdar City. If we walk just a couple of meters, you will see what most of it looks like. This is bare land, places that still need to be built, where construction is happening or nothing is happening at all. It shows the challenges of building a city from scratch and also from encouraging people to move in. Since the beginning, there has been lots of skepticism around the project of Masdar City. First of all, because what's behind it is one of the world's most carbon-intensive governments and countries. And so when it was announced, there were many people that saw it as a greenwashing exercise or an attempt from a major oil and gas producer to clean its image and show itself as green and sustainable.
We started off with a vision. At the time, even though we announced that vision, we did not know exactly how we were going to achieve it.
One acknowledged how building a city from scratch may run counter to many conceptions of sustainability. But he also said the project has been transparent about its goals and that sustainability also means balancing social needs with economics. 15 years since it started being built, Masdar City has not been completed, has not achieved its goals, but it has achieved some things. Some of the green sustainability criteria that are compulsory in Masdar City are being applied in other parts of Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates. It's still anecdotal, but everyone seems to agree that the construction industry, that people who buy apartments and houses in this part of the world, they are starting to change. They demand cleaner standards and cleaner buildings. They want to have a smaller environmental and climate impact. And whether these trends in consumer preferences and building standards would have happened anyway without Masdar is a question that remains to be seen.